Alrighty, so now let's talk collaboration within the planning meetings or as part of a lesson you can do with students. I really, really love the Canva whiteboard. It's a tool that facilitates card sorts and all sorts of planning. So what you see right here is a card sort that is put together where students would, you would mix this up and then they would come to the board and put the items together as you see. So let's look at the whiteboard tool in Canva and see how we can use it as part of our meetings. So here we go. I am in a Canva whiteboard. Of course, I can find it directly. I'm going to remove my search here. I can find it here under this whiteboard button. And it's really cool. If you click on the tools, it opens up your options here. And it allows you just create sticky notes, add text, pretty much everything, and manipulate it and move it around. So in this case, I'm going to pretend like I'm in a collaborative planning meeting, and I'm going to use a different sticky note for each TEK that I know was weak on our benchmark. So I know from my last meeting that we have 6A as a problem, and we know that, let's see, 4H is a problem. That's probably a problem for everybody. 5D, and let me do one more color here. Green, and we're going to say 7E. So these are my TEKs. I would put those up on the board and I would say, let's talk about which of these do we want to teach together. And what I would do there is probably add a line between the two. So let me click on line segment here. Here is my line. And what's neat about this is I can connect those and directly type on it. And I can say, I don't know. Week 3 and 4, right? We're just talking through this. Somebody is just sort of doing this as we are communicating, just so we all can get the idea straight. And maybe this one is going to be week 2 and 3. Now this might not be the way that you do it. You might have a different way to organize your thoughts. Week 1 and 2, but consider this for some sort of brainstorming project, right? So maybe I need to decide with my team what major grades and minor grades we're going to use as part of this learning. So yellow is going to signify a major grade, purple is going to signify a minor grade, and I can decide which I want that to be and start brainstorming those ideas. Maybe this goes with both, and I can do a line segment that connects both. The planning is endless. It really helps those visual learners or visual planners decide how they want to organize things. Okay. All right. So again, we can double click directly on the line to add the text. Assessment 3, right? And we can begin to plan out and scope out. We can also brainstorm ideas. Maybe we discuss how other teachers who were successful in the benchmark taught 6A. Maybe this teacher had a classroom or a teacher-led small group. And I'm going to put C. Smith for resources. Whatever notes I want to take, right? Because we're having a conversation and we're facilitating the conversation, and it kind of helps us keep track. Kind of gives us a visual that'll help us stick this in our mind. So the Canva whiteboard is really great for planning in that way. You can add elements to it. Romeo and Juliet, right? There we go. I'm going to add an image because we know that we're going to teach Romeo and Juliet, the poison, as part of one of these units here, right? So it's kind of a fun way to plan things, not mandatory by any stretch of the imagination, but it might help build out the SE analysis later. I really love this for innovative days, get all of our planning in one place, talk about everything, get all of our ideas in one spot, and then move from there to make sure that we've kind of ironed out how we're going to attack these TEKs and different things. So again, if you go back to the digital card sort, the way that I created, these are SAT words, by the way, is I put it all together and I share a copy of that or download a copy of it so that I have a key, and then I just mix it all up all over the place and allow students to come to the board and sort of place things together. And then I usually print a copy of that key so that they can check their work. What's great about this is you can add extensions where you can say, okay, underneath the card sort, I need you to write a sentence using that word. And so it's a quick way to differentiate without having to create a whole extra product. So again, that's Canva Whiteboards, a really cool, neat trick. And let's talk about how we can collaborate one more time. You can share anyone with a link so that they can edit and add, and it doesn't just have to be one person, or you can directly share with any teacher or student as long as they're in the district domain. And it just makes collaboration really cool and neat and easy.